From KQNY Studios, it's time for Plumas Fun, the essential events guide for Quincy, Greenville, Chester, Portola, and beyond.
Including Delacour. It's another scorcher of an episode of Plumas Fun right here on KQNY. I am Emmanuel Lemna. I think there's not much happening these next few weeks around Plumas County. Oh, wait, I was wrong. Let's get to it.
It's the second annual HSMF Kickoff Party, July the 2nd, 6 p.m. at the Drunk Brush in Quincy. Enjoy the local artist showcase featuring Noah Dane, Loop Troop, the Gold Souls, and the Sandgators. Now, what does an HSMF Kickoff Party kick off? Why, an action-packed 4th of July weekend, that's what. Here's the lowdown. There's an arts and craft fair in Chester on July 4th, which follows the fun run in Chester on the morning of July 4th, which precedes the Chester Parade on July 4th, which is, of course, capped by the fireworks display over Lake Almanor on July 4th. Moving a little east and a little south, it's the 4th of July Silver Buckle Rodeo in Taylorsville. The pancake breakfast begins at 7 a.m. at the Indian Valley Museum. The 4th of July parade kicks off at 10 a.m. and the grand entry of the Silver Buckle Rodeo is scheduled for 1 p.m. Rumor has it there's a dance party at 9 p.m. at the historic Taylorsville Hall. And Rickety Bridge plays July 5th to kick off the Jackpot Team roping events. Now, moving a little south and a little east, Grey Eagle has so many 4th of July activities, I don't have the breath in my lungs to list them. Find them all at greyeaglefireworks.org. Okay, I'll let you know a couple of things. There are concerts, days in the park, a cornhole tournament, Civil War reenactments, and fireworks Saturday at dusk. And a ton more, I promise you. Also on July 5th, Caleb Montgomery plays at the Waganuppa Brewery at Lake Almanor. And that should do it for the 4th of July weekend in Plumas County. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. High Sierra Music Festival. There's a lot going on this year at High Sierra Music Festival, and a lot more local engagement this year than there has been in many years. My fact-checking expedition informed me that it's been something like 23 years since a local, bona fide Plumas County artist has performed at High Sierra. And guess what? This year there are a bevy of local artists. Heaps! We haven't just cracked the dry spell, we've grabbed a fire hose and blown it wide open. One of the major movers and shakers behind bringing in local love is Ken Donnell, and I was able to sit down with KD for an interview which will be at the end of this episode. Another big-time mover and shaker this year was you, the community. Thanks to immense local support, Nightbrain will perform at the festival. In fact, they will be the very first sounds of High Sierra this year, kicking the fest off at 1:30 p.m. on Thursday at the Lounge Stage. But that's only the beginning of local involvement. Our very own Vibecraft helped put together the Silent Disco Stage, which runs from 1 a.m. to sunrise Friday and Saturday nights, and features sets by locals DJ Braids, Monks, DJ Pinky Up, Loop Troop, and Terpsichore, with many other DJs joining the list. And that brings me to what Ken Donnell has put together, which is a brand new stage, the Plumas Sierra Dipity Pavilion in the Grandstand Meadow, featuring a tweener music set with artists in between the grandstand performances. Stick around for the interview, but people, we have Johnny Blues, Algo Latino, Rickety Bridge, Sassy Grass, Mason Edwards, Nightbrain, Hip Shakers, Forget Me Not, Barker and Genfan, The Back 40, Murphy Wild, Love Spigot, and the Danny Horton Trio. What a great thing. All information is at highsierramusic.com. So, is that it for the 4th of July weekend in Plumas County? Probably not. But, moving on. The Brewing Lair Music Series continues July 5th with the Gill Brothers. July 12th is Mondo Stereo. July 19th is Rogue Tahoe. July 21st, Alex Lucero. And July 26th, The Midnight Dip. Music in the Plaza, hosted by Plumas Arts, is held at the Dame Shirley Plaza. Thursday, July 10th features Red Bridge Ramblers. The Red Bridge Ramblers are a Quincy-based string band playing an interesting musical mix of bluegrass and Americana. The following music in the plaza will be Thursday, August 14th, featuring the Back 40. July 12th at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall Theater is the Hattie Craven Band and Natalie Hagwood. The Hattie Craven Band is a vibrant and innovative musical ensemble hailing from Northern California, renowned for their unique sound that captivates audiences with its originality and depth. If you don't know Natalie Hagwood, well, fix it on July 12th. July 18th will see The Exchange returning to the Drunk Brush in Quincy for another installment of the Frequency Concert Series. It's Gold Digger Days in Greenville, July 19th. Enjoy your Eureka moment and celebrate with a parade, street vendors, music, a car show, and more. On the other side of the county, they're also celebrating gold at the Plumas Eureka State Park on July 19th. Blacksmiths, wood shop, wool spinning, and naturally, pancakes. At the Town Hall Theater in Quincy, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is playing July 11th through 14th. Well, that about does it. The county fair is rolling in end of July, but right now, let's hear from Ken Donnell.
Hey there, this is Ken Donnell, also known locally as KD. I'm the owner of Musicland and the Two Mic Microphone Company, and have become major sponsors for High Sierra Music Festival here in Quincy. As a result of that, we've been able to do a lot of great things, in my opinion, to help get the local community more involved with High Sierra. We've helped negotiate local ticket prices, and we're putting on a great pavilion out there on the grandstand meadow, and in that great pavilion we'll be having a fabulous tweener stage where we'll be doing acts with local people, local musicians performing on our tweener stage starting at about 2:30, and then in between, when the big acts are performing on the big stage, we'll pop up with our little tweener stage and bring local people up to impress everybody there. We have so much talent here.
Oh, we absolutely do. Yeah, that's so needed to have some local artists at High Sierra at long last.
At long last, yeah. This is a great opportunity for the local community, and it's a great need for High Sierra too, because the demographics of festivals are changing rapidly due to a variety of reasons, and festivals are having to reshape how they operate. And one of those directions that many are going, and High Sierra seems to be going, is moving away from big name acts to having a more experiential festival, where sort of encompassing the Burning Man ethos, where everybody is an artist who comes. Everybody tries to make a contribution, and we go there for the experience of being there, both to express ourselves and to be with other people who are expressing themselves, as opposed to paying a lot of money and being entertained.
Sure.
Which there's no problem with that, but it's just a different ethos and a different value, and one that we're seeing pass, at least in the festivals that I'm involved with. It's a huge transition time. Anyway, circling back, this is a great opportunity for the local community to attend High Sierra Music Festival, to be a part of the Sierra Dipity Pavilion, which is our local pavilion. And hopefully next year we're going to start seeing a lot more services provided by the local community to High Sierra, because it makes so much more economic sense for them to use a local resource rather than bring that resource in from far away.
Right. Yeah, I always love how we can surprise outsiders with the amount of resources we can provide.
and our resources are completely relevant to our location, our climate, and our culture.
Right. Yeah, because we live here and we know how to do it.
We know what time it gets really hot, and we know what time it starts getting really cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Even on the 4th of July.
Right. Yeah. Imagine that.
We know where the hardware store is.
Yeah.
We know where the food stores are. And we know somebody that works there.
Yeah.
So all of these things that are so important that make life here special, that when an outsider comes in, they need to be able to tap into our knowledge
Right.
to have the best experience we can. And we want them to have the best experience they can so that they'll come back and hopefully come back on August 22nd and 23rd for our Sierra Deputy Artists Fair.
Oh, nice. So the Sierra Deputy stage in the grandstand area at High Sierra, who are the local artists that will be performing?
Oh, a wide variety. Now, first on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we start off every day in the meadow at 2:30 with a live band dance set.
Oh, nice.
So 2:30 to 3:30. The first day on Friday, it will be Rickety Bridge.
Yeah.
Second day, Saturday, it will be the Hip Shakers. And on Sunday, it will be the Back 40.
Nice.
And so then after that dance set, then the main stage starts to kick up, and then we will be having a tweener act between each of the main stage acts,
Okay.
almost all of them.
Sure.
Let's see, on Thursday we will have Johnny Blues, followed by Algo Latino. Then on Friday we have Sassy Grass, followed by Mason Edwards, followed by Night Brain. Then Saturday we have Forget Me Not, and then Barker and Ginfan, who is the act being sponsored by my company, the 2Mic, and they are product endorsers for the 2Mic products. Just to let people know that I am the owner, the inventor, the creator of the 2Mic, which is a world-famous microphone for amplifying acoustic guitars, so that these guitars can be amplified at volume without feedback and with completely natural tone. So we're sponsoring Barker and Ginfan, and they will be playing at the tweener stage on Saturday evening. They will also be playing on the grandstand stage on Thursday for the opening performance of High Sierra on the grandstand stage. Back to the tweener stage on Sunday, we have Murphy Wild, we have Love Spigots, and then we close it out with Danny Horton Trio. It's a great selection of local musicians playing on a great stage, and who knows, next year we may be the ones amplifying the whole meadow.
There you go. What made you take all this energy to put this together? What was the inspiration?
I've been in the music biz my whole life. I was happily retired. I've happily retired 3 times now. Unfortunately, a higher power comes along and changes that, and the last time was the Dixie Fire. After the smoke cleared from the Dixie Fire and I looked at my life, the only thing that I had control of in my life at that moment were my music businesses. My music businesses, fortunately, thanks to the toy store, made the choice to return full bore to the music industry. Eventually, it led to me connecting up with Dave Margelis from High Sierra, and I pitched him ideas about how they could benefit from deeper engagement with the local community in many ways. He was interested. We continued to talk. And then the idea came up for the 2Mic and Musicland to sponsor Barker and Ginfan. We did that, and then it moved on to the $50 a day tickets and the Sierra Deputy Pavilion, other things that we're doing there. We're also having a workshop on Friday morning, a play shop as it's called at High Sierra, Friday morning, 11 a.m. at Serpilio Hall on the subject of modern amplification for the acoustic musician. So helping to try and explain to acoustic musicians how modern technology is suddenly allowing acoustic musicians to have control of their sound and have great quality sound.
As a longtime enjoyer of High Sierra Music Festival, I grew up attending the fest and hope to continue attending for many years. I want to personally thank you for bringing the locals into the festival in a real way and allowing this engagement to happen.
To know that it's actually having a positive effect and people are seeing and feeling that means a lot to me. And I'm honored to be in this position. I'm happily looking for someone to replace me in the near future, please. I may just have to fire myself.
There's going to be a lot of people sitting out there enjoying this music experience. So thank you, and thanks for chatting about it a little bit.
Yeah, and please speak to the people at High Sierra about it and tell them how much we locals love being a part of this, because I think it's going to be very important for them to be able to continue this next year.
Right on. All right, thanks, Katie.
Thank you very much.
Music heard today was by Ginger Root, Spencer Kilpatrick, and LaFresh. Long live live music.
If you have an event, please email all information with at least 2 weeks' notice to kqnyplumasfun@gmail.com or send it to us through the contact page at kqny919.org. Event announcements are included at the discretion of KQNY's staff and management.